from the beginning how I even pulled this application up. So I went to the Washington Area Women's Foundation. They're a public charity in the District of Columbia that supports local community organizations. So their focus is, of course, women, supporting women, organizations that serve women. Their mission is they work to build opportunities with and for young women and girls of color in our region. And you can learn about more about their initiative and find out how to get involved. And under the Washington Women's Foundation, there is an organization called the Rainmakers Giving Circle. And they have a annual application or either biannually RFP that they released. This is the 2018 RFP, and it's again public. I'm just taking you through this process. So the Rainmakers Giving Circle, sponsored by the Washington Area Women's Foundation. This is their December 2018 RFP or request for proposal. As you can see, this proposal was due December of 2018. So I'll just take you through. This is a pretty recent grant application, type of questions that are asked and what you need to be prepared for. So it goes through their interests, who they're serving, who they're looking to serve. So they're looking for to issue a request for proposal for 2018 to 2019 for the grant making cycle for nonprofit organizations serving economically vulnerable girls and young women ages 24 or younger living in the District of Columbia, Prince George's County, Maryland, or Arlington County, Virginia, and they have the targeted population. That's their targeted population. So you want to make sure you read through this, make sure that you're eligible, make sure that your program serves this specific region that they're requesting. Women age 24 or younger. So make sure that you read through that. And they have the desired program impacts bulleted below. And again, they have here at the bottom of this first page in bold, all grant funds must exclusively benefit economically vulnerable girls and young women aged 24 and younger who reside in the District of Columbia, Prince George's County, Maryland, or Arlington County, Virginia. Again, they reiterated that statement. So if your program does not align with that criteria, you would be ineligible. Don't try to make your program fit. Just make sure that you are aligned with that. And they also go through other eligibility requirements. You must be a nonprofit organization that's tax exempt, which is 501c3 under the tax exempt section of the of the Internal Revenue Code. You must provide services to the targeted population, which they defined on the first page. You must have been in operation for at least 2 years, and you're not seeking funding for a program that, what is that word? Proselytizes for a religion or faith-based organization. So you're not seeking funding for any faith-based or religious organization. They will not consider requests to fund individuals, programs that provide services to boys or young men, scientific or medical research, programs that promote religious doctrine, endowments, capital improvements, including construction or renovation projects, and or debt retirement. And they go through their awards. So this year, the Rainmakers will award a total of $65,000 to $75,000 in grant to 4 to 5 organizations that serve the targeted population for use for an eligible program and are as set forth in the following paragraph for general operating support. So you want to make sure this lets you know how many awards they're going to be making, the amount. Individual grants typically range between 10 to 15,000, but nonprofits serving economically vulnerable girls and women age 24 or younger who reside in neighboring jurisdictions will not be eligible for funding during this grant cycle. Awards may vary from the amounts requested in the application depending on the number of grants that the Rainmakers decide to make. So they're showing you that there's some flexibility. But again, they typically they will make awards up to 75,000, but grants typically range between 10 and 15,000. If your mission is fully consistent with the Rainmaker's mission, like it is a perfect alignment, they will consider general operating support, meaning that you can use the funds generally throughout your operations. You don't have to specifically assign it to a specific line item. So, of course, general operating funds are beautiful. That's the ones that you always want. But if you can't get those type of awards, you have to use the funds exclusively for what they are detailed for in the application. So, continuing to go through the RFP, they highlight the proposal format. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. You must include one grant application, cover sheet, which they detail at the end of the document, a proposal narrative, this detail, and the 3 required documents. So you want to make sure you follow the proposal format. There are other bulleted items here that you need to include. It must be typed in double space, using standard typeface, no smaller than 12-point font. It must include your organization's name at the top of each page. Retype the question before each response in the proposal narrative. Do not exceed 3 pages. So make sure that you read through proposal format. It's very critical. You want to make sure that you send a proposal via email to Rainmaker's Giving Circle and to the other email provided here as well. So that is a proposal format. Just make sure you read through that. They want to make sure that you do submit 2 files, one for the cover sheet, proposal narrative, and all non-financial information, and the second for all financial information. So just making sure that you read through the proposal information, especially when you get ready to submit your application. So then the next section is the proposal narrative outline. The proposal narrative should be no longer than 3 pages, so make sure you read through that so you keep your answers succinct and you don't go over, you don't have to rewrite after you get done because you missed that detail. Again, they say to retype the question before each response, so that is a part of your proposal. It states it is anticipated that your work will be carried out during the period from July 1 through June 30th. Sometimes your financial people will ask you what is the period of performance, and that is your answer there. So you want to see the period that they are requesting the work be completed, or the work takes place during this time frame. And it does highlight if this time frame does not meet your needs, you may so note in your proposal and ask for an exception to be made. So just keeping the lines of communication open and just be honest in what aligns with your program, what your program timeline looks like. So just make sure you read through the narrative outline. Okay, what else do we have on here? You want to describe the program for which you are requesting funding. What specific problems, needs, or issues does the program address? So going into the first question, this is your first question. Describe the program for which you are requesting funding. What specific problems, needs, or issue does the program address? Will the program significantly improve the lives of the targeted population by achieving one or more of the desired program impacts? If so, identify the applicable desired program impacts and explain how each will be achieved. That's question 1. So as you see, there's multiple questions within the question. You will have to keep your answers succinct because there are how many questions? There's 8 numbered questions. But as you can see, there's multiple questions. So 3 pages isn't long, isn't a lot of, of content per se, with 8 questions with multiple questions inside. So you do have to keep your questions succinct. And I think, did I see it had to be double space, or I might be thinking of something. Yes, type in double space. So again, that's not a lot of content that you can put in here, so you have to be succinct. So they discussed will the program significantly improve the lives of the targeted population by achieving one or more of the desired program impacts. So you're like, oh, what were the program impacts? You have to go back to your proposal to review the program impacts. You want to make sure that you highlight that. So let's see what they're talking about here. Oh, I keep going past it. So your desired program impacts are on page 1. And you want to make sure you read through these and incorporate your answer to specifically address one or more of the desired program impact, which is to encourage the development of confidence and self-esteem, healthy behaviors, and the reduction of risk factors among members of the targeted population, which the targeted population was defined earlier, or increase the competence of members of the targeted population in areas of education, health, interpersonal relations, financial management, employment readiness, and prospects, and our other important life skills. So you want to make sure that you read through the program impacts and answer the question directly related to that. So that's just question 1. And then question 2, just does the program focus exclusively on the targeted population? Your answer pretty much has to be yes to that. And of course, you will need to expound. How do you plan to recruit the targeted population to participate in the program? And make sure that participants have transportation to the program. So these are real application questions that you would have to answer for this particular RFP. So this is a specific example, a great example of what you would need to answer just generally in most grant applications. Going down to question 4, they ask if this is a new program. And question number 5, if this is an existing program, and then you have to answer that question. So if it's a new program, what positive impact do you expect the program to have? And if it's an existing program, what positive impact has the program had? So you want to make sure you highlight that. So if it's a new program, you want to answer question 4. If it's an existing program, you want to answer question 5 and just apply NA as needed to either question. And there are a couple other questions, but I won't read through those. And then the required documents for this application are detailed here in this section. They ask that the organizational and program budgets and financial statements to be sent in a single separate PDF. So you will have to attach all those items together and make sure that you identify your files appropriately. They have it how they want you to save your information with the name of your organization. Other required documents: organization's operating budget versus actual income and expenses, organization operating budget versus actual income and expenses for the prior fiscal year. So making sure that you read through the required documents. Audit is typically requested in all grant applications. Board of directors is in typically every grant application. Your 501c3 determination letter, 990. So make sure that you read through them. Don't just see, they just want a 990 and just move on. Read the entire sentence. The organization most recent audited financial statement, or 990. So some people may just see audited financial statement and be like, we don't have one. But if you continue to read, you'll see it says or 990. If these are not available, please submit financial statements for the last 2 years. The Form 990EZ will not be accepted. So make sure that you read the entire sentence. I've gotten caught up in that. Moving too quickly. So just go back to what we all learned. Reading is fundamental. So they go through the proposal review process. When you should hear a response to your application, the Rainmakers Giving Circle will evaluate eligible proposals and select 9 to 12 applicants to receive site visits. Applicants will be notified March 15th whether they were selected for site visits. A member of the site visit committee will contact each selected applicant to arrange a mutually convenient date in March or April. The site visit will be conducted by 2 to 4 Rainmakers members. So this is actually an application. Once you submit it, if there's an interest for further information, they do have site visits where they have program team members come on site to review your program, which are always fun. Site visits are always fun because you do want to bring in people to see your program in action. It just brings it to life. And site visits don't guarantee funding, so you just don't want to get too overzealous. But it does look good that you can share your program in real life to new potential prospects. So the funding decision will be announced in May or June, and grants will be distributed by the Washington Area Women's Foundation, the Rainmaker sponsor, in late June or early July. So this can give you an idea of when you can expect funding if awarded. And if you have any questions they have, and contact email here as well. So this is a pretty general grant application. And this is what it looks like. You want to complete your cover letter. This is just basic information. And then the actual proposal or application is the answer to these questions. So I just want to share this with those who were like, I want to know more about grants. What are the type of real questions that are asked? You can just Google, what did I type in? Rainmakers Giving Circle, and you can go scroll down to the bottom and you'll see their RFP. Rainmakers Giving Circle, yes. And scroll to the bottom, you see download the 2018 RFP, and you can take a look at it for more information. If you have any additional questions, you want to contact me, you can reach me at Deronda@JuneFirstFirm.com or go to my website at JuneFirstFirm.com. I hope this was useful. Have a great day. Bye-bye.